epic and fruity dog shit.
Yeah.
I think we got it.
That's a good way to start off our going live on YouTube. We were just talking about tree pruning and everything. Fine.
Yeah, it was
Giving
I'm
context.
sure that tree pruning conversation was just.
It's not good at all.
right
That's why
where
we
it's
cut
at.
it.
He just doesn't understand because it's a prune trees.
Well, he's barely a homeowner.
I pruned it.
He does. Like he pruned my tree.
Oh, you look, Daniel's joined us.
Oh, hey, more people are back.
Okay.
All righty.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, for those of you on Instagram, if you're not happy about it, go to YouTube Live. It'll work out a little bit better for you.
Yeah, you don't have to look at it like this.
So landscape. Landscape shot looks a lot better. Just see more of this. More of that. Better. Anyways, yeah, welcome back to Chronomics, guys.
Oh, well,
I know we haven't started recording that. I'm just saying for
Okay.
everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Episode 37. Today we're doing pumpkin beers. And to catch you up, we've done the Breckenridge Brewery Pumpkin Spice Latte, the Denver Beer Co. Hey Pumpkin, and I think that's it. Am I wrong?
You are correct.
I'm correct. Now we're about to do our I Tap It series, but I'll have Vic here count us off so we can be ready to go, and Jerry will lead us in. You shut. Thanks, Will.
All right, and going recording in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. I hope you missed us. We missed you.
We did.
I still miss you.
Hmm.
All right, next beer.
Missed you.
Now we're going to take a break from the pumpkin, which I just can't tell you how excited I am for that. This is going to be our I'd Tap That segment, as in it's our Idaho beer of the podcast. You know, we were going to try to do a pumpkin beer, but I could not find one.
None of us could find a pumpkin beer brewed in Idaho.
You know, I didn't look super hard.
I did.
I looked at 2 places. My guess is Barbarian may have one. If you guys are listening and you know a good Idaho pumpkin beer, please share.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll drink it on a future episode. Maybe not.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Will, you pick this beer up. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, this beer is called the Big Sticky from Woodland Empire. It actually is got 46,000 check-ins, with 17,000 of those being unique. It has a 3.72 rating on Untapped, and yeah, it's been around since like 2013. This is a good Idaho staple. It is a red ale, and it's a red IPA actually, and yeah, just like its name, it's big, red, and sticky, and kind of dank.
I bet Ben's going to love this one.
And
Tastes just like a Heineken, Ben.
Perfect.
just so you guys, just to bring everybody up to speed with our I Tap It series, basically what we try and do is we go around the table and we say, I tap that, as in I would tap a whole keg of this and enjoy it. You know, have enough people over to enjoy the beer, make that a thing to have people over with. And that, yeah, we'd probably be able to finish one if we were to have that kind of a party set up. So that is the requirement to know if we would tap that or not.
I love the label on this. It's like a sad pug pop
Big gremlin,
gremlin thingy on here.
kind of dripping with its drool.
Yeah.
Like,
I like a red. I like an IPA. I like a 6.5% alcohol beer. I usually like Woodland. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I've certainly had this beer, but I've had many beers since then, in the words of Ben. So, 372 on Untapped.
lots of foam, lots of head on this beer.
It already,
Got some good lace running down the side of the glass.
yeah, it already smells great.
Oh, it definitely smells malty and danky and dalty. Manky.
Just the way I like it. Oh, man.
Did anybody read the paragraph?
No.
Woodland Empire Ale Craft is focused on artistic and engaging creations, a reverence towards the traditional, inspiring good folks with good beer, and utilizing our local wealth of agriculture.
That's all about Woodland Empire. Do we have the page on the beer?
I tried. It's not there. No.
Yeah, you don't find many websites for beers anymore. That seems to be kind of a dying thing.
It's a good beer, though. best one of the night so far.
Oh, agreed. I love this beer, man. This is
I'm
a good
noticing,
tasting
I'm
beer.
noticing this lack taste of decomposing.
Yes,
Very
this feels
much alive.
It's alive to me. It's living. It's breathing. It's
Making it sticky.
having a conversation with me about the world's deepest thoughts. We're having an existential
Right.
conversation.
This
right
is the
now.
Socrates of beer.
It is the Socrates. Maybe the Plato of
Maybe
beers.
the-
I'm not sure.
What is it? We got a 3.72 on Untapped. I really like that rating. I'm gonna give it a 3.75.
Ooh, I'm gonna hit this at a 4. I do like this beer a lot.
Almost jumped it up to a 4.
Did you?
Almost.
What kept you from your 4?
No.
No. Okay.
As far as reds go, it's a little bit more bitter than what I like, but I still like it. Still like red. So I'm actually gonna be right there with you, Jerry. 3.75.
I think I'm changing my vote to a 4.
Mm,
Yeah, I was gonna say that before. That's not an attack on you, Will. I noticed that way.
Everything you say is always it's
You
okay.
really-
I'm
but-
used to it. We're still good friends.
Big stick start rubbing them shoulders.
Stop rubbing them shoulders.
People are they were starting to ask like, why is that guy on the show all the time? Jerry hates it. I'm fine. We're good. We're friends.
We're good.
It's a good beer.
It is a good beer. It's dinky. It's malty. It's alive. It's having a conversation with me, just like we talked about earlier. It's a great beer for me. I would definitely tap this beer. What do you guys think?
Ben, did you give it a rating yet?
Yeah, I'll give a quick rate. Question for you guys though. So what does it take to get a 4 or a 5?
So a few things. Really, what I line it
Five is
with
perfect.
more than
Yeah.
anything is how many of these in a row would I drink?
Okay.
Okay.
Weird question.
Do I enjoy the taste wise? Like also not necessarily how it sits. I'll sometimes take price into consideration.
Yeah. okay.
You know, if you don't like the way it smells, but you like the way it tastes, it can't get a 5. You know, a 5 is obviously to you when you drink it. It's
It's
just
a perfect beer.
It's heaven. You can't want to keep drinking it even though you're full.
It's
But-
not Waluigi.
right. 4 is
4 is
one to where if you're
I
like
know.
you can't decide. You think you want a new beer, but you can't decide. And you're like, fuck it, I'm grabbing this one. I'll
Yeah.
always grab this one.
It's my
You
favorite.
know, that's what I
It's
like
gonna
to
work
think is a
every time.
4.
Well, all right. So have you given any beers 5s yet?
I've given one beer a 5.
What was that?
The Dogfish had 60-minute IPA.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about that dogfish.
I've
Oh,
been-
we will be getting to that.
Yeah.
too. I'm gonna let you try some.
Okay.
I think I've given 1 or 2 beers at 5.0. I think only 1 for me, and that was the Pyramid Apricot Amber. I really am a white girl on this.
No. The apricot heifer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is good beer. It is good beer, especially for a half because I don't like that very much.
And Ben, what Jerry was referencing too, with how many times he would drink it, is what we call drinkability. So, how much would we continue to drink this beer? And that's why we say, like, you know, we get a whole keg of this beer, and we just drink the shit out of it. We'd have people over here, and that's why I would personally tap this beer.
Oh, I tap it all day.
So as an alcoholic, if you put enough beer in front of me, I'm gonna get through it. But
Sure.
all right. So
Don't sugarcoat it.
well, okay. So no. Maybe I'm probably not right for this. I think somebody oh, you guys did on the Facebook. Alcoholic or
Oh, craft beer.
craft beer kind of sort of something like that.
Disguised as alcoholism.
Yes.
Awesome.
I was just like, yeah. I mean, it could be both, but I kind of lean the other one. Heineken. Okay.
Would you,
Right, exactly.
would you tap this beer, Ben?
All right. So, well, one thing I want to say about it, I think actually the flavor on the front end is really good, and it's got a really smooth finish. So for an IPA, it's non-offensive. It's very good, especially at 6.5%. I like it. I'll give it a 4.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is. That's a well judged rating. Thank you. Ben.
Very well.
Yeah.
So
I
I
would
say
tap this as well.
it's gonna get tapped. I
It
think.
is going to get
I
tapped.
think we don't tap.
I would come over to your house and drink beer and crash on your couch.
There we go.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
you go. All right.
We're being asked questions on the Instagram by Dan, and he goes, "I like pumpkin. ... beers. What about pumpkin lattes? Pumpkin lattes are pretty good. What about non-alcoholic pumpkin beer? Is non-alcoholic beer like yes, Dan. You just-
Non-alcoholic
He's just trolling
pumpkin
us a
beer.
little.
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic pumpkin beer. Nothing sounds more like Satan.
Oh,
In Harry Potter, there was some such thing as pumpkin beers.
so
Oh man.
Oh, just imagine drinking a pumpkin infused O'Doul's.
That's my thought too.
Oh,
I-
Lord.
Number one, I'm never gonna drink an O'Doul's. Number two, I'm not gonna drink a pumpkin infused O'Doul's. It's not gonna.
I don't even think I could bring myself that low.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No.
Because you'd be spending like way too much money on a pumpkin infused O'Doul's with no alcohol. There's no buy-in for that. It's
There's
terrible.
really no win.
No, not it.
There's no win.
I could see that this tasting horrible.
I can't see it tasted good.
No.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm glad Idaho's starting to move up a little bit more. Like that.
That's what, 3 out of 5? No, 3 out of 6.
Wait.
How many times have we done the Tap It series?
Oh god.
I don't know.
But it's
But
looking up.
it's been the last 2 or 3 that we've had in a row, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a good deal on. I know we had Sockeye on last time for I tapped that. We definitely tapped that. So
And the Oktoberfest from Payette.
Yeah.
Last time before that. So yeah, this is at least 3 in a row.
So
all
it's doing
all those
pretty
are
good.
great
we're
beers.
doing all right.
Have you guys seen? Let's move on with the beers. Unless you have anything else.
You know, we're waiting on you. Go.
There are 2 new trailers that have dropped since we last talked that I'm actually pretty excited about. One, Dark Phoenix.
Mhm.
That it's hard to get excited about an X-Men movie.
Mhm.
And then Creed 2.
Mm.
Did you see the first Creed either? Any?
I
besides-
saw the first Creed, and it was great. I was incredibly surprised by it, and just how grown up it seemed as an actual movie, like continuing the Rocky franchise. But yeah, that was great.
Do you want to watch the Phoenix trailer real quick, Ben?
That's what I'm doing.
You're doing it.
Okay. I saw the first Creed movie. I cried real tears. That movie
Dude,
moved me
yeah.
in such a deep and positive way that I don't think I can. It's changed me forever.
It really is. It's deep. It's amazing. No, it really is. It's the best superhero, non-superhero movie ever made.
It was a beautiful story.
That was, man.
I connected with it on so many levels, and I just appreciated
It's
it.
the best passing of the torch movie
Mhm.
ever.
I was getting really scared. We're actually talking
Yes.
about the band, and you guys are baiting. me.
Oh, God.
No, sir.
No, Adonis Creed.
Yes.
Adonis Creed.
I still don't know what that means.
Have you not seen?
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's okay. Hey, look, I'm just curious. I'm just asking. I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
What it must be like to be you.
You'd like to have him dick that big.
Ben approaches the world with a
You'll hate
childlike
You'll
mentality
hate
and wonderment.
Except Ben's so skinny, every time he gets hard, he gets lightheaded.
It's awesome. Wait, you guys probably hear that?
We sure do.
Yeah,
sure
we
can.
can totally pick that up.
That's okay. I say let it happen. I don't mind.
Mm.
What did you guys think of the Dark Phoenix movie trailer that he's watching?
You know, like I said, it's hard to get. I wish there weren't so much shit that happened before this. Silence your goddamn fantasy football notifications, Will. This, I think it looks good. I
Yeah.
think it does.
Uh,
I don't know if I'm convinced.
I think because I looked at it and I was like, I am excited, but I am trepidatious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it looked good. I like the way.
Audacious is trepid.
Yeah. I like the way Scott Summers looks. I like the way his visor looks. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty comic book accurate, right?
A lot of it is comic book accurate, and I don't think I hate it. I kind of like the way they're doing the suits with the big broad yellow X up top.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna go see it?
Oh, of course I'm gonna
In
go see
theater?
it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see it
Really?
in theaters.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
You're not?
I'm not. I'm
No?
not excited about this movie at all. Again,
Ah.
I don't know that much about it, but the Dark Phoenix storyline has never really captivated me.
But
Yeah,
I
whatever.
agree. Did you? Well,
I want it to do well. Don't get me wrong. I really want it to do well. I want it to somehow reignite the X-Men franchise. I don't think it's going to be that movie. I hope that the director does well so that way he can continue to do other things. I hope that all of the leads do well. I don't see this movie succeeding. But that's me.
wait, can I ask a few more questions?
Sure.
Okay. Dark Phoenix, Jean Grey, we're talking about, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So how does this fit like the original X-Men series? I can't remember which one it's the end of. I think it's the end of 2 where Jean Grey kind of looks like she perishes, but then they show the Phoenix in the like
Yeah.
river, of the canal, or beyond the dam.
not at all.
And so totally disconnected.
So what happened
Yes,
was,
yes.
in Days of Future Past, it reset the whole timeline in some sort of semblance of the way. So that would be one universe that you're talking about. We're in another universe because
Also,
the timeline changed as a result of Days of Future Past.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
that's what
changed,
it is.
but there's no. But they also try to still intermingle. Sometime there's no continuity that's as fuck as the X-Men universe is. It's not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, modern WWE wrestling's trying to get there. It's pretty fucking.
They are
continuity
trying
wise,
to
too.
get there.
But movie
Star
wise,
Trek, maybe.
you think so? I don't. I'm not enough authority to be on a track.
No,
on
I
track,
agree
but
with Will.
you guys think so?
It's pretty gnarly.
But it really is like a horrendous. And like, even watching this trailer, I'm like, I'm more confused about the timeline now.
Yes,
But technically, this Jean Grey is not the same Jean Grey.
she is not. She is not.
Not the same Cyclops. Not the same Nightcrawler. Not the same Mystique.
Okay. So
Not the
what
same
would
Storm.
we call it a reimagining or
I still think
Is it the same Jean Grey and characters as?
I'm gonna
as
say it's still a
Wolverine?
reboot
The end.
officially, but it's like not a hard reboot.
Okay.
It's a soft reboot.
okay?
And
It's
then,
a-
like Age of Apocalypse. Is it all those guys?
Yeah.
Same actors, everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's technically the same continuity from Days of Future Past on. So you got it.
Okay.
But don't call it a prequel.
Don't call it a
Don't call it a
prequel.
prequel.
We've
Yeah.
been here for years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Just because this seems like the dumbest question or most obvious question.
Sure.
Wait,
Logan went back and he had all of his memories intact before that movie. Like at the end of Days of Future Past, he did.
Sure.
Couldn't he have warned somebody about what Jean Grey was capable of, had inside of her at all?
Oh,
Maybe from what was it, the third X-Men movie?
I guess he could have, but that's not what his mission was. It's not what he was focused on at the time. So
No, but you know,
you think he could?
I don't think Logan's in this one either.
no, he's not.
So he wouldn't. I mean, I said just it. I can't
Yeah.
defend this
No,
because you're
I'm
right.
not
it's-
either.
it's-
No, Jerry's right. It's completely fucked up time wise. I mean, like we've gone through so many tangents, so many different like
Checkpoint
changes
Will.
that have
Yeah.
brought you to where these characters are now. Like it's silly. So
And-
just go with it. Watch it as a movie.
But it's
I'm
for that
excited
reason that
about it as a
I
whole.
don't care anymore. Because it
Because
is
it's
so
changed
messed
so
up.
much?
And they don't have any kind of semblance or reasons or any kind of just hard, gravitas to any of their story anymore. Because it's like, oh, well, we can go back and retcon the whole thing anytime we want, blah blah blah. Like
I don't think that they can retcon it anytime they want. I think the climactic piece here was the Days of Future Past.
you think they got that one
I
one
think
thing to do it, and
that
that
was
was
the
it.
I think that was
Yeah,
the thing
until
that
Disney takes
changed
over it and does it again.
We'll see. I don't know what else they can do again, honestly. Cable's the only thing that can possibly do that, I think, at this moment in time. So we'll see.
wait.
X-Men versus Avengers, I think they could eventually figure something out.
That would be rad, and I can't wait to
It
see
would,
that.
would be cool if they could actually make the characters, likable and, fleshed out enough in each of their own stories or whatever
Totally.
have you. But
I think that'd be super cool.
yeah, it'd be awesome to see it when it happens. And
If it,
maybe this will be a launching off point. We can hope, right?
we can only hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jerry, what do we got for our next beer?
What do we get out that growler you got?
Oh yeah, it's right there in front of you.
Oh yeah. It's almost like a jig
It's right. My mic stand's totally blocking.
All
it.
right,
Coming up
so
top.
I'm going to be
Thank
talking here for a little bit. This is a beer from Elysian Brewing Company over out in Seattle. Elysian, we've actually got a couple of their beers to finish off the night. This
I think
is
probably just did
their. I have to look up which one it is.
Crap. Come on, Will.
It's their Dark Knife pumpkin beer, which is a Schwartz beer. I got this over in Pre-Funk in Nampa. Still out there if you want. I believe that it is 4.2 ABV. I believe on the leaderboard on there, I thought I saw it as 5.5, but that's all here, near, and there. The biggest thing about why I wanted to bring an Elysian beer on this show tonight was actually because I think that Elysian beer brewing does pumpkin beer better than anybody else.
At least more than anybody else.
Exactly. They have a big giant pumpkin beer festival every year in Seattle. They sell out tickets like within, I don't know, hours. And mostly Elysian Brewing has done over 25 pumpkin beers, and I am not exaggerating. I stopped reading after on the Untapped page at once I got to 25, and I wrote them all down.
That is
we
so
can
absurd.
prove
Can
it.
you imagine? They have done more pumpkin beers than some breweries do beers.
Yes,
Then like a fair amount of them do that.
yes.
That's bananas. I guess
So-
it's pumpkins technically. But
Where's our banana beer?
Bananas. Any
Oh,
or pumpkin.
we had what was that one? It was like
It was an Asian beer.
Smithson's. We did this banana bread beer on this pure fruit
Oh yeah,
beer one, and it was fucking gross.
it is all right.
I
Little,
like it.
it's a little nutty.
A little nutty, a bit nutty.
It's a bit nutty.
The Dark Knife Pumpkin Schwartzer on Untapped. We have it here. It's 4.2 ABV, no IBUs. Obviously, has a 3.34 average rating with 1,190 total check-ins, with 1,170 of those being unique. It was added on September 29th, 2017, so fairly recently. This actually looks like it didn't make distribution actually until this year. And it's pumpkin Schwarzbier brewed with pale Munich roasted barley and dark malts.
We're gonna just do a quick side by side since we have two Elysian pumpkin beers.
Sweet.
Gonna interrupt to make it just get it out of the way. The other one is the Punkachino.
Yes.
I think there's more of a name to it than the Punkachino, but I can't remember the whole thing right now. They are both dark as fuck too, but I do think the Dark Knife is a little bit darker.
The Pumpkachino is more of it's a coffee pumpkin beer, if my memory serves me
I
correctly.
mean, that makes sense.
We just
Pumpkin.
brought that up. It is a 5% ABV, average rating of 4, and has 42,000 check-ins, 42,861 to be exact, and 31,000 ratings. This one actually has a lot more of a description, and I'm gonna give
Ben.
Yeah.
Read the description.
Ben the opportunity to read that since I can't exactly talk
Uh,
about it fully.
You don't have to read the whole thing, but
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff on there.
you can do it.
Your pumpkin ale with the attitude of a world-weary barista. Punkachino packs a short shot of Stumptown coffee toddy in your pint with just a shake of cinnamon and nutmeg. That's as far as I can.
All right, I'll keep going.
I
Pale
think one of
brown
those-
biscuit, C77 crystal chocolate, and kiln coffee malts provide the body. German northern brewer blends a touch of bitterness. A lactose sweetens just a touch. 3 pumpkin additions in the mash, kettle, and fermenter. 5% ABV. Yeah, this beer is a staple of theirs. It's pretty good. I think at one point they had about 5 different pumpkin beers that are actually distributed out throughout the Northwest. I picked all of them up that year, and they were all really good. This was my number 2 of that year. We should go around, maybe do our side by side, and then I will actually list off all of the wonderful, unique names that they came up with.
So out of the
For all
30
of their
pumpkin
pumpkin
beers they have, we're gonna judge them off of 2.
Yes.
Let's drink, I guess, the Dark Knife first, which is the darker of the 2. Should be the one on your right.
Yep.
Except for you, Will.
Maybe I mixed
Yep.
them up a little bit.
Okay, the Dark Knight first.
Sorry.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Ooh, it smells like a stout.
Anybody know what a Schwarzbier is, other than may the Schwartz be with you?
I don't. Sounds German.
Okay.
Sounds like a
No.
box, like a box stout.
That is incredibly light. The Schwarzbier, the Dark Knight. Like it's dark, but it's not filling. It's not a stout. It's not heavy.
A
That's like
Schwarzbier is a dark black beer or dark lager made in Germany. So just a
There you go.
black beer.
So it's just a black lager.
A black lager.
I love black lagers.
like a Bach.
Like a Bach.
Like a
They are similar to stout in that they are made from roasted malt, which gives them their dark color. That's a little bit right there. I could say the word stout. It does taste like a stout, kind of like in the sense that a Guinness tastes like a stout. It is
Yeah.
technically a stout, but come on.
Come on.
Meh. What do you guys think of this beer so far?
It's smooth, man.
Super gentle.
Do you taste the pumpkin at all?
No,
Not really,
No, you
honestly.
I get
Which-
zero pumpkin.
Makes
Yeah.
me like it more as a beer, but makes me like it less as what it claims to be because it's not what it's saying it is.
Agreed, actually. Yeah.
So for that, I'll give it a 2.75.
Oh, just
Ooh.
out of the poor representation.
But I
of
don't
it
like the
being-
inline too.
Okay.
You saw my rating. I'm gonna go
Really
75.
nice.
I'm gonna go 3.5 just because yeah, I really like Black Waters and this beer is actually it's treating me well. So yeah, 3.5.
What do you think, Ben?
3, no comment.
Is that our first no comment? I hope not. I mean, I want that to actually catch on
I
now.
think it might be.
I think it is.
I think you just started a trend, sir.
Okay, the next one's the Pumpkino, which definitely has a lot more of a smell to it. This has a lot more of the pumpkin spice latte one, something like more like Daniel and yourself might like. Oh, it is a lot more aromatic. I'm getting a little bit of cinnamon,
Oh,
a little
yeah,
nutmeg.
cinnamon.
Holy shit! This is
Very-
blowing my nose.
very
up.
sweet.
This
a
is
little
quite
gingerbread.
different. Wow. Well, yeah, that. Thank you. That's kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good note. That gingerbread note, man.
and it is definitely lighter, just barely.
It definitely has more spices to it. This actually tastes like pumpkin.
Okay, let me take a sip.
That's different.
That's definitely different.
Yeah.
That is definitely different.
Yeah, I taste less pumpkin, more spices on that one.
But I still taste more pumpkin than the previous
Oh yeah,
beers. More.
It-
It's
Yeah,
still
the-
a little bit more sweet. This is actually considered a full stout. The Pumpkino.
Really?
Is it?
Yeah, it's a full coffee stout is what it is. But yeah,
This yam beer. God, it's still
Yams.
weird. It's weird.
they say it's an ale, but
It's weird.
I would consider it. I think I've read on the label that yeah, pumpkin stout.
Well, we just got it in a little mini growler, so we'll
Yeah.
never know. We'll never know. I would give this a 3.
I don't, man.
4.
Oh, okay.
Really?
This actually has a flat 4 rating. That is crazy to me. Till I gave it that 3 just now.
I'm gonna go 3.25. I feel like I'm at an airport, like a donut shop. You know what I'm talking about?
Dunkin'
It has a
Donuts?
little bit of that.
Not a Dunkin's.
But okay.
It's a Starbucks beer.
This is-
I wouldn't
has-
say
it has
but it's like
that-
Starbucks Express.
exactly.
That round cake donut, you know.
Yeah. That round cake donut. You're right.
It's been sitting there
not
for
an
a
old-
little too
It's
long.
not an
though.
old fashioned, but
It's a little dry.
It's
Little
got
bitter.
a little bit that citrus note, that coffee note that's coming in there, but it just lingers on your nose a little bit.
Which one do you guys? I like this more than the other one.
Me too.
I do
Yeah.
as well.
yeah, Pumpkino over the Dark Knife all the way.
Pumpkino went for the win. Okay.
Yeah.
Ben, what do you want? Do you want to rate it?
I just kind of agree with you, Jerry, on the first one. That you can't even tell there's pumpkin in there. They could have sold it without the pumpkin aspect, and
Oh, totally.
nobody would have known. This one is creative. I've never tasted a pumpkin beer that tastes like this. So
Agreed.
for that purpose only, not that I want to drink this shit very much, I'll give it a 3.5.
Right.
Fair enough.
Straight up.
This is a one beer for me on this one because
Yeah.
it's so sweet.
Yep.
And I
It
think
is sweet.
Destroy me.
It really is.
Maybe a 1 or 2, and that's it.
Sits on your teeth for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, I gotta brush my teeth after this. one.
Right.
All right, so real quick before you get into the rest of your news, I'm going to read off the names. I want you guys to each try and remember your favorite pumpkin beer name because they named all of them. Unique
Oh,
names.
yep.
All right, so
Okay.
here we go. Night Owl, Pumpkino Coffee Stout, Dark of the Moon Stout, The Great Pumpkin, He Said, which was actually a triple pumpkin beer brewed with 21st Amendment Brewing. They had a He Said, which is the other side of it, also brewed with 21st Amendment Brewing, which is a Baltic Porter pumpkin beer. By the way, that was really good when I had that one. They had a Hansel and Gretel Ginger Pumpkin Pilsner, a beer called The Gourd Father, a pumpkin beer called Blight, pumpkin beer called Hop Squash.
Hey, wasn't that thing your trees got?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm immediately going to go with
Pumpkin
Blight.
beer.
I'm immediately going to go with Blight.
Hop Squash, Mr. Yuck Sour Pumpkin Ale.
Oh,
The Sardonic Dark Wit. Pumpkin beer called Avant Gourd.
Avant Gourd. I like that. That's good.
I might mispronounce this one. Coche de Medianoche.
That's right.
You got me.
Pompilion. Steamy Hollow. The Great Gherkin.
Yes.
So a pickle pumpkin? Is that what that is?
I don't know. Plumpkin. Yeah. Grange is the new black.
I wish
Or sorry, orange is yeah. You know, I know it is.
I
it is
just don't
orange
care.
is black.
Yeah.
oh,
Gordivia on my mind. That was pretty good.
It's a great one.
Calatrava pumpkin ale. Pretty smooth pumpkin cream ale. Pea smooth pumpkin cream ale. Purple pumpkin eater. And Gordon's, as in Gourdons.
Gourd.
Gordon's gin barrel aged pumpkin. And there we go. That's over 25 pumpkin beers.
A lot of
That's
pumpkin
really-
beers.
I stopped. I really did. I had to stop writing them down. We
And
didn't
was,
have time.
was that all from Elysian?
That's all from one brewery, Elysian Brewing out in Seattle, Washington.
can I take a look at the list just out? I gotta,
Yeah,
I gotta take spellings into account.
So I'm gonna call an audible here because I didn't realize we're already well over an hour, an hour 10. We're gonna skip the hero stuff. We'll save that for the next podcast.
Bum, bum, bum.
We're just gonna drink another beer.
Yeah.
Because there's
Okay.
still
My favorite pumpkin title though was the Gorgia on My Mind. That's probably my favorite title.
It's very unique, isn't it?
I
And
love
clever.
that. Mostly because I love that song. Love Ray.
I'm gonna go with whichever one made me chuckle like it did. I can't remember.
Was it pumpkin?
It was the Avant Gourd.
Avant Gourd. That's right. Thank you.
Pumpkin was my favorite, I think.
Pumpkin was good.
I saw one thing instead of elf on a shelf. It was a blumpkin on a pumpkin, cleverly carved into the pumpkin. It was a blumpkin
Lovely.
lantern.
Do you guys do that Elf on the Shelf?
If you
No.
Okay.
with which kid? Yeah, it
Yeah.
really. You think you know what happened if I did elf on a shelf with Evie? She'd eat it.
She would've-
Evie's the dog, by the way. For all of our other listeners who don't know that.
The Eater of Elves.
Eater of elves.
I don't do Elf on the Shelf. I've been warned against it.
Do you do a minch on a bench?
Do you guys remember? You guys. So I'm
Do a
just.
Grinch on a. Oh wait, I'm not gonna say that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just a couple years older than these guys. You guys remember what Mr. Yuck is, right? Those green stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poison,
Mr.
stickers.
Mr. Yuck Sour Pumpkin Ale. This must have been a batch. You're like, well, we gotta make something of it. You know, just throw it out
A
there.
sour pumpkin ale. That
Yeah.
sounds like rancid.
I've
shit.
had- I've had
Mr.
sour
Yuck.
pumpkin.
Mr.
Sour pumpkin
Yuck.
ale.
Dude, Mr. Yuck reminded me of the Count from fucking Sesame Street. Like, 1, 2, Like, that's what we look like.
One
every time.
poison item in your house.
If
Two.
Poison item.
if you guys haven't seen this, there's this channel on YouTube called Unnecessary Censorship, and by far the best one is with the Count.
Oh, yeah.
But it just takes like children cartoons and stuff and just censor certain words that, of course, let you think what you will of it.
Yeah.
And the one with the Count, holy shit, it is so good.
So you guys were saying sour pumpkin ale. One of the first pumpkin beers I actually had was New Belgium's Lips of Faith. They had a pumpkin ale. I think it was like something lantern. I'm going off memory here, and I didn't realize that it was a sour when I picked it up because all of their Lips of Faith are considered sours, I guess. And I
Cool.
picked it up because it was a pumpkin, and I'm like, oh, this could be great. It was like $16, and I had no idea that sour beer was even a thing, and it was like pumpkin and cranberry, and I was like, oh, this is bad. It's not good. And apparently, if you like sour beer, that was probably one of the better sour beers to ever
Interesting.
get, but
Be a nice
not
Thanksgiving
for
sour.
me at that moment in my life.
So last beer, I had to save this one for last because I've had this one. It's real good. Can't wait to see what you guys think.
You don't think it's good?
I do. I'm super excited to drink this again. It's from New Belgium. It's a Voodoo Ranger series. It's a special release Atomic Pumpkin.
Atomic
Says-
pumpkin.
Pumpkin ale featuring cinnamon and habanero chili peppers for just the right amount of heat. This bad boy comes in at 6.4% with probably some IBUs and stuff in there, 10 of them to be certain. And yeah, it's one of their many spin-offs of the Voodoo Ranger. So, the pretty dope artwork. I got this at the Broadway Albertsons. Man, this place. So one, they had the guy that looks like the guy on the label, like a whole skeleton set up with their beer surrounding him, had the hat, the goggles. It's pretty dope. But when
Their
I
marketing sold you.
well, yeah, but when I walk in today, I'm like, is that Oktoberfest music? And the Broadway Albertsons, they have 4 dudes in full-on lederhosen, a 4-piece fucking German band, one guy with a tuba, one guy with just playing Oktoberfest jams, and they were like even doing little dances too. It was amazing.
Oh my
I just
God.
sat there and watched it for like 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it.
That's rad.
It's super rad.
They really sold that.
They did. It was great. I
It
was
was-
like,
it was
yeah, we
at
got a
Albertsons.
gig. Where at?
Albertsons.
Albertsons, yeah, the local grocery store.
Well, it's the dopest Albertsons ever.
And hands down, maybe one of the doper grocery stores in existence. Dude, that place is crazy.
Yes.
Take that, Whole Foods.
It was. Dude, when they got done, the whole fucking that part of the grocery store and like the restaurant and bar and shit up there, everybody's just clapping for him and stuff.
Nice.
Of course you were. But anyways, this beer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Take a big whiff.
Jerry's had this beer before, and he offered it to me.
Really good. I got it in spirit of you because I know you want pumpkins. On the, it doesn't say it on the bottle, but on the box of it, special is actually X'd out, and above it, it has spicy written on it.
Yeah.
Is it spicy?
Like I was saying, Jerry offered it to me.
It's got habanero in it.
He did not appreciate it, but we'll see if that holds up.
I'm
Maybe
afraid.
Maybe it'll be changed.
All I
doubt
smell,
it.
all I taste is cinnamon.
Oh, so it's like
It's-
Fireball for you.
No, it's got a little bit of heat going down your throat. That's about all it
A
is.
little bit. And I remember the first time because it took me so long to drink this fucking thing. The more you let it warm up, it gets spicier.
Oh, I can see
For
that.
sure.
Oh, I
When
believe it.
you
Oh,
let
heck
it,
yeah.
like if it's chilled, it kind of tones it down. But you get this bitch to like not necessarily room temperature, but get it to 40, 45 degrees, you're gonna be tasting
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I
habanero
can see
for
the
sure.
I can see it going warmer.
It'll catch up to you.
Yeah,
No, it's got an after effect on it.
It's
But
crispy and
again,
refreshing at first.
there's, but then the way it sits on the back end, I feel literal grains of cinnamon on my tongue and on my palate.
It's not
Yeah.
even like you don't even feel it on the front of your tongue. You definitely you feel it on almost like the back part of your teeth, kind of in the back of your mouth that way.
It does coat your mouth.
Of the gums.
Yeah.
After drinking so much pumpkin beer and getting my taste buds a little acclimated to it, it's a little bit better. I do like the spice on the back end. That's the one saving grace of it. I hate the amount of cinnamon. It's
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
cinnamon.
I can see it.
It's a lot of cinnamon. Yeah.
It
There's
should be
almost
called
there's more
a
cinnamon than habanero.
atomic cinnamon with a little bit of pumpkin and
It-
habanero.
It's
in
almost
it.
like there's like horchata and cinnamon.
Yes.
That's what it
Yes.
tastes like to me, man. That's super
It's,
nice.
hot, it's hotter on
Well,
the second
well,
go.
That's what I say. The more you drink, it gets spicier and spicier with each one, for sure.
The habanero, I don't think they're going for the flavor, man. It's,
No,
all,
no.
it's all about the way it rinses down and
Right.
affects, like
Tries
the
to push
afro.
that cinnamon
Yeah.
down a little.
It's, well, no, just I mean, you can feel a little light burn. You know, I
Little
mean,
light.
that's it. It's not really a flavor.
I've had beers that are hot, like they bring the heat.
Yeah.
This doesn't necessarily bring the heat, but it,
I still can't wait. I really want to do a full spice, maybe even a video of it or something, because there are a few good ones I found, but I'll just see spice beers every now and then on draft, like growler places, and you can't just like get a growler and put it in your fridge and hide it.
well, the
because those
Pepper
have
House
shelf life.
from Powderhouse.
But I don't know if that's bottled though, because I want to slowly grab up like this huge collection of spicy
It's not.
beers. We'll get there eventually though. That might be a down the road. Just
Yeah.
the nature of logistics
We'll
on that
get
one.
there. Yeah.
All right, best beer of the night. I might have to say, well, it's to me, it's
Oh,
clearly
shit.
the Big Sticky. But I almost feel like
Yeah,
we have to
yeah.
exclude that one
We might have to exclude it.
and go with the pumpkin.
Yeah.
So with that one, pumpkin wise.
We didn't actually rate the Atomic Pumpkin yet.
Oh shit! Good call.
Right. Good call.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
I am gonna give it a 2.5.
A 2. I almost gave it a 1.75, but I'm
Yeah.
feeling generous. That's just the 6.4 ABV in it. Though.
It's not great. It's kind of the qualities to it just are not appealing as a beer to me. Well, what do you got?
Well, I just took another swig and I had 2.5 written down just like you. And yeah, you guys, you're right. It does not sit that well. So I'm going to drop it down 2.25.
If it had like 60% of the cinnamon, this would be a very different
It's
conversation.
true, yeah. Very fibrous.
But it's like they were pouring it in by hand, just slowly, and all of a sudden you got bumped. And just,
oh, God.
oh, they won't notice.
Well, here's the other thing. It also could have been at what point it was bottled in the mix. I wonder if that could.
All this is like the bottom, all the cinnamon sediment just
Oh,
kind
I
of
think-
came towards it.
Yeah.
Or-
Now maybe.
The part, that
Maybe.
sat a little bit longer. I have no idea. Who knows?
What do you think, Vince?
So again, with these pumpkin beers, if you're getting into a pumpkin beer, you kind of gotta have reason.
Then what do you think of the beer?
Let the man justify.
Yeah,
What,
no,
he's
no,
a
listen,
jet.
listen. So if you're drinking a pumpkin beer, you're not looking to drink 6 beers. You know what I mean? You're not, or more. You know what I
I will
mean?
give you that.
So-
Good
so-
job.
So if you're drinking something like this, like it definitely tastes like a specialty beer, like something like, hey, let's just try something weird, like sushi for your first time or something. It's not very good. I don't like any of the pumpkin beers, but it is a beer, so I'm gonna give it a 3 again.
For the sheer fact it has alcohol involved, we're good.
It's beer. It'll get you drunk.
I want to say my favorite, but I'm kind of starting to forget which pumpkin beer tasted like what.
I know. I don't remember the
You have it
names of
written
these.
down?
No.
Okay.
I mean, for me, the beer that I remember is the Pumpkicino.
I was going to say the same thing. To me,
Yeah.
the standout is the Pumpkicino. I
Yeah.
actually think I have to give that to winner.
Do you guys?
That had the most robust flavor profile to me.
That was the highest rated that I had was the pumpkinchino. I also feel like it had the most pumpkin flavor, even if it was.
I didn't mind the
pumpkin.
hay pumpkin one either. That one was pretty okay.
Yeah, the hay pumpkin was also a really good
Was it-
representation of a pumpkin beer. It had a little bit
Yeah.
of spice to it though too, so it was more like a pumpkin spice latte type of beer. I would
Agreed.
say
Which one's number 2?
that would be the
The
hay
hay
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
The hay
I'm
pumpkin.
gonna go with that one.
That was pretty close too, because that one I actually remember liking quite a bit. So,
all right.
so I hope this is the last pumpkin episode we do.
Mhm.
At least until next year.
Yeah, let's
Sounds
listen to
sounds
this.
like if you're gonna do a pumpkin beer, make it a pumpkin beer. Make it taste like pumpkin.
Right.
I think
don't be a
that's
bitch
the
about it.
takeaway.
I will say though, after not being able to find an Idaho pumpkin beer, I'm
Yeah, we were saying about
thankful.
that.
I'm not. I am no longer sad about it. I have 180 on that. Idaho, keep up the good work. No need for a pumpkin.
We even
Yeah,
have
we do.
more pumpkin beer here that we didn't even feature on the podcast. We've got a Sam Adams and the Blue Moon. Didn't feature. Didn't need them.
Nah.
I actually like the idea of just the subtle pumpkin tones on like
Agreed.
pretty much a beer. I like that.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I think I like beer without pumpkin in it.
Yeah,
I think that's more than that too.
It's kind of where I'm
After tonight, I might need a break.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, sorry we went long. Tune in next week. We'll try to keep it a little bit shorter. Get into our superhero science-y-ish characters.
We will.
Won't have as much beer probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. You never know.
You never know.
We'll keep it crazy.
Thank you boys for having me.
Thanks for coming on, Ben. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. We
Keep
always
it
love
up,
to
bro.
have guests. I know you're not much of a podcast guy, but you're definitely a great friend. So appreciate you being on.
Always.
Yeah, it's actually I was surprised. You had way more insightful stuff to say than I thought. I thought you just chirp in kind of annoyingly, but
My-
you actually.
My friends think I have disabilities.
No, that's how you said you were gonna. Also, maybe yes, but that was. But appreciate it. So thanks for listening. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Follow us on whatever social media sites there are. If we're on it, you'll find us at Brunomics. If not, you're like, hey, you guys should be on this. Tell us. Maybe
tell
we'll
us.
take it into consideration.
Heck yeah.
Until next time, I'm Jerry.
I'm Vic.
And Will.
Go get that new Ghostface album.
That was Ben.
Also Paula.
I'm
Love you, Paula.
I'm Paula.
All right. See you guys.
Peace out.
Cheers.
Okay.
That's how we do that, gentlemen. All right.
Almost done on YouTube over there. Almost. You guys get to see our wrap up.
Yay!
That was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's
I love